Well, we have officially arrived. It is fight week for the White House card. Sure, we're at war with Iran, sponsoring genocides, Ukraine, Epstein files, but apparently our government still has the time, energy, and of course the finances to put on a fight card. So here we are. I cover fighting and we're going to cover this shit show the best we can. It is a good card, let's be honest. It's a fantastic card, probably the best card of the year, although there's some good ones coming up still. Obviously, we'll have to wait and see how it goes. But I am doing a full breakdown of this main card, so let's jump into it. All right, let's start with Diego Lopez versus Steve Garcia. This should be a fun fight because they're kind of eerily similar in their styles. They both throw with bad intentions. They're not the most technical guys in the world. They're not the most diverse guys in the world. But they throw with bad intentions, which is why it'll be fun. Now, I think in the stand up, Diego will have a bit of an advantage. I just think he's tighter. Garcia gets real wild, throwing lots of wild hooks and overhands, where I think Diego keeps a tighter guard and has cleaner punches. So I think he'll be able to land before Garcia. But if it goes to the ground, this is where it could get interesting because Garcia is more of a ground and pound guy, where Lopez is more of a submission guy. So it could get real interesting, the scrambles, if it does go to the ground. But personally, I'm going to go with Diego Lopez on this. I just think he's technically more sound. He's got more experience at the higher level. So we're going with Lopez. All right, next up, Bo Nickel versus Kyle Dawkins. Now, this is the toughest one on the card for me to call, if I'm being honest. I'm not a big Bo Nickel guy. He just talks so much shit to not really be performing that well in the octagon. His last fight was obviously an improvement. I don't know if Kyle Dawkins is a step up. Maybe it is. But he should win this. Let's be honest. This fight was put together for him to win. But because I'm a dick, I'm going to go with Kyle Dawkins. I am. I'm going with upsets on this card, just to pre warn you. So I think Bo Nickel will struggle on the feet. I've yet to see anything from him on the ground to make me think he's the greatest wrestler of all time, but who knows? Maybe this is the time where he shows me. So I could be wrong, but I'm going upset on this one. I'm going Dawkins. All right, next up we have Marcel Hoofy versus Michael Chandler. I don't know if it's Roofy or Hoofy or either way. I'm a big fan of dude. Elite level striker. Kind of got exposed by what's his name? Benoit Saint Denis. He had struggled with the grappling in that one. So if Chandler can grapple, you would think maybe he could be in the fight, but let's just be honest. He's not going to grapple. That's not what he does. He's going to go out there, give the crowd what they want, go to war, and he's going to get knocked out. But it'll be fun, and I will enjoy watching it. I think it's going to happen early, probably first, maybe second round, because Hoofy doesn't push the pace. He waits. He's very measured in his approach, so he might wait and not be overly aggressive early. So it could come in the second or third, but I think he definitely stops Chandler in this one. Moving up the card, we've got Josh Hockett, whatever, versus Derek Lewis. This isn't. This is another tough one because obviously Derek Lewis has been in way more big fights. He hits so hard he can knock anyone out. The thing that worries me for Lewis in this one is his lack of output. Hockett will go in there and just throw them things. And that could be trouble because Derek Lewis does get overwhelmed and he does quit sometimes. When he does get overwhelmed, or at least he pretends to for a minute, it could be a tactic trying to get the other guy to let his guard down. But even though I want to pick Derek Lewis, I don't know, man. I just can't do it. So I'm going to go with Hockett, whatever, however you pronounce his name. Let's just hope he doesn't do too much cringe on the microphone afterwards because so far I have not been impressed. All right, moving up the card. We have Sugar Sean O'Malley versus Zahabi. Not gonna try to pronounce his first name. Uh, this again I think is a pretty easy fight for O'Malley. I'm not saying Zahabi's not good. He's a well-rounded fighter, but every time I watch him fight, when the fight's over, I'm like, I don't know who won that. So he is on a win streak, but every one of them I kind of was on the fence about who won. I haven't really seen him do anything definitive yet. And O'Malley needs a win. This is an important one for him. I think he's going to come in locked in, and I think he's going to get a KO. I'm going to go second round KO, Sean O'Malley. Now, moving on to the co-main event. My guy, Alex Pereira versus Ciryl Gane. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb on this one. Not really. I think Alex gets a early, quick first round knockout. And here's why. Go back and watch Ciryl Gane versus John Jones. He seemed a little intimidated. John Jones is one of the greatest fighters of all time. He came out very passive, and Jones just overwhelmed him. And he kind of, let's be honest, he kind of just gave up. Now, let's look at Alex's last fight. He did the same thing, where he just was like, fuck it, I'm going to go out and I'm going to knock this guy out. Now, obviously, he had personal reasons in that one. He felt slighted by the previous fight, and he really wanted to get. But I think he's going to see the same thing I did. He's going to go, this guy's early on. I can just go over there, and once he feels my power, he's going to get overwhelmed. And I think that's what he's going to do. I think he's going to run across the cage, and he's going to throw bombs, and he's going to knock him out fast. And if he does that, he's the greatest fighter of all time. 3-division champ in MMA, 2-division champ in kickboxing, and not just any kickboxing, but the biggest one in the world, Glory Kickboxing. He's already the greatest striker of all time. I mean, I don't even know what an argument to that would be. Not only does he have the touch of death, but in kickboxing, all the people he lost to on his way up, he defeated on his championship runs, so he got all those losses back. He won and defended both titles in kickboxing. So those are both super legitimate. Then he comes to MMA. He's fought almost nothing but champions outside of his first 2 fights. And he's just been knocking everybody out. Obviously, the exception being Stylebender. But yeah, if he wins this fight, particularly if he does it in the fashion that I'm calling here, first round knockout, first minute, best fighter, greatest fighter of all time. And maybe John Jones wants to come back and fight after that, because people are going to be saying that might get to his ego enough to where he's actually willing to take this fight. But the question will be then, will Dana let him fight? Because, they haven't exactly been on good terms lately. All right, moving on to the main event. Ilia Topuria versus Justin Gaethje. Obviously, being an American, it would be great if in the main event, the American could win and win a title. However, when I look at this matchup, I just don't see any way that happens. Gaethje does hit hard, but does outside of like Barboza and Vic, he doesn't really one-shot KO people. He does hurt people and he does hit hard. I'm not saying he doesn't, but I don't know. Topuria is just so accurate, and he has the touch of death. He can one-punch KO people. Justin has a lot of abuse in his career. He's taken a lot of damage. This is literally it for him. He's got to get this. That's a lot of pressure. Being the American, I don't know, man. I just don't see any way Justin can pull this out. Even if he tries to grapple, I mean, we haven't really seen Topuria's grappling, but people rave about it. So I don't think that's a route for him. He doesn't want to stand in exchange with Ilia. Maybe he's bigger, and so he'll absorb Topuria's shots better. But man, I can't see any way around it. I think Ilia Topuria knocks him out. I'm going to go round 3. I think the bigness of the event will get Gaethje's adrenaline up to where he's probably going to get wobbled a couple of times, but keep going. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a great fight. But I'm going with Ilia to defend the title, and he's not probably losing for a while unless he goes up to 170. I don't think he wants any part of Islam, but what do I know? This guy's proven me wrong multiple times. I'm done hating on him. I'm done doubting him. I think he's going to get a win. So that is my official review for the White House card. Should be a fun fight card if it goes off, because who knows at this point. I mean, there's fucking assassination attempts every other day, allegedly. I mean, who knows what's going to go? I've heard bug rumors. There's bug issues. The weather forecast doesn't look good. I have no idea if we're even going to get this thing off. But if we do, you now know my opinion. So until the next one, peace.